Ever wonder what separates a man who's truly into you from one who's just passing time? After years of hearing stories from women who faced heartbreak, divorce, and fresh starts, I've pinpointed 5 unmistakable signs that show a man isn't serious about you. These signs aren't about what he says, words can be deceiving, but about what he does. If you're at a point in life where you value your time and emotional energy, this will hit home. You don't have years to waste on men who are unsure or playing games. Let's break down these red flags so you can protect your heart and move toward the love you deserve. 1. His communication is barely there and surface level. The first sign is when his outreach feels half-hearted and inconsistent. This is a trap many women fall into, especially after a long-term relationship ends and they're back in the dating game. This guy pops up now and then, usually with a text or message like, "Hey, how's it going?" or "How was your day?" It might feel sweet at first, like he's checking in. But here's the reality. He's doing the bare minimum to keep you on the hook without truly investing in you. His messages stay shallow, no deep questions, no real curiosity about your life. He avoids calls or video chats, and if you suggest talking on the phone, he might say, "I'm not big on calls," or "Texting's easier." That's an excuse, and with your experience, you can spot it a mile away. A man who's serious wants to hear your voice, know your thoughts, feel your energy. He doesn't settle for occasional small talk every few days. He'll ask about that project you mentioned, remember your favorite coffee order, or follow up on something you shared. His effort shows he cares, not just out of habit but because he's building a connection. If you let this lukewarm pattern slide, you're signaling it's okay to treat you as an afterthought. A man who's ready for something real won't be content with surface-level chats. He'll dive deeper, showing you through actions that you matter. If his texts feel like crumbs, it's because that's all he's offering. You deserve a full meal. 2. He's still tied to his ex. This one's a deal breaker, and I've seen it break too many incredible women who deserved better. If he's still in touch with his ex without a clear, valid reason, that's a glaring sign he's not emotionally available. If they share kids, some contact is normal. Co-parenting takes maturity and responsibility. But if there are no kids or other ties, and he's still texting her, liking her posts, or keeping up with her life, he hasn't moved on. Even worse, he might pull back from you, claiming he's protecting you from potential hurt if he goes back to her. That's not noble, it's unfair. It means he's keeping you in limbo, unsure of his own heart, while you wait in an emotional holding pattern. You shouldn't have to compete with an ex or feel like a backup option. Your time and heart, especially if you've been through a divorce or tough breakup, are too valuable for that. A man ready for a real relationship closes the door to his past. He doesn't leave you wondering where you stand or fighting for his attention. If he's still entangled with his ex, it's not your job to wait for him to figure it out. You deserve someone who's all in, not someone splitting their focus between you and a past they can't let go. 3. He keeps canceling plans. This sign is hard to miss, yet many women, especially those with life experience, let it slide out of fear of seeming too pushy or losing him. He makes plans, a dinner, a coffee date, a weekend outing, but cancels last minute with excuses like, "Work ran late, family stuff came up," or "Let's reschedule, I'll let you know." The first time, you give him a pass. Life happens. The second time, you feel uneasy but might give him another shot. But when it's a pattern, it's not bad luck, it's a lack of respect for your time and a clear signal you're not a priority. You know how precious your time is. You might rearrange your schedule, juggle responsibilities, or set aside moments just for him, and he treats it like it's no big deal. A man who's serious honors your plans. If he has to cancel for a real emergency, he'll apologize sincerely and suggest a new date with a specific day and time. He won't leave you hanging with a vague, "I'll get back to you." If he cancels twice in a row without solid effort to reschedule, he's showing you his heart isn't in it. Don't let fear keep you stuck. Your time is worth more than empty promises. 4. You're invisible to his family and friends. A man who sees a future with you wants you in his world, not just when it's convenient. If he's not serious, he'll keep you separate from his family and friends. He doesn't mention his parents, siblings, or close buddies, and you're never invited to meet them. No family dinners, no casual hangouts with his crew. If someone from his circle shows up, he introduces you vaguely, like, "This is my friend," with no context or warmth. What's happening here? He's keeping you in a bubble, controlling how much you see of his life because he doesn't plan to keep you in it long term. There are exceptions, like if his family situation is messy, think sick parents or deep conflicts. A mature man will explain why he's holding off on introductions, not just shut you out without a word. But if you've been dating for weeks or months and you're still a secret, that's a red flag. A man who's serious will want to blend your worlds, even gradually. He'll talk about his sister's new job or his dad's hobbies, inviting you into his life bit by bit. If you're excluded, it's because he's not building a future with you, he's just passing time. 5. His heart stays closed. The final sign is the hardest to face. He keeps his emotions locked away. A man who's not ready for something serious might be charming, fun, or even sweet, but he never opens up about what's really going on inside. You might share your fears, dreams, or past heartbreaks, hoping it'll bring you closer, but he responds with surface-level answers or changes the subject. He might say, "I'm just private," or "I don't like talking about feelings." But that's a wall, not a personality trait. A man who's serious will share his inner world, even if it's slow and imperfect. He'll tell you about his struggles, his hopes, or what keeps him up at night, because he wants you to know him. This closed-off nature shows up in other ways too. When you're vulnerable, he might brush it off or act uncomfortable instead of engaging. If you talk about the future, your goals, a trip together, or what you both want, he stays vague or deflects. He's not letting you in because he's not planning to stay. A man ready for a real relationship risks vulnerability, knowing it's the only way to build something lasting. If his heart stays shut, you're left pouring your energy into a one-sided connection, and that's not what you deserve. The bigger picture. Valuing yourself. These 5 signs, spotty communication, lingering ties to an ex, constant cancellations, keeping you out of his circle, and emotional walls, are not flaws you need to fix in him. They're signals to help you decide where to invest your heart. You've likely been through enough, maybe a divorce or tough breakup, to know your time and energy are precious. Don't let societal pressures or well-meaning friends convince you to settle. You might hear, "Don't be too picky," or "All men our age have baggage." That's nonsense. Having standards isn't being difficult, it's knowing your worth. Yes, everyone carries past scars, but there's a difference between a man who's worked through his issues and one who uses them as an excuse to avoid commitment. A mature man owns his baggage and doesn't let it block his connection with you. He shows up, not just physically but emotionally, because he values what you're building together. Patience is one thing, waiting for a shy guy to open up or giving time after a tough past. But tolerating someone who consistently gives you less than you deserve is another. If he's still a mystery after months, or if you're always the one giving more, that's not progress, it's a pattern. Think about the relationships that thrive around you. Friends, family, or couples you admire. They work because both people show up equally, respect each other, and create a space to be real. You don't have to beg for their effort or prove your worth. That's what you deserve, not a half-hearted version or a compromise that feels close enough. If you see these signs, don't waste energy trying to change him. Use them to protect your heart and walk toward someone who's ready for the kind of love you're capable of giving and receiving.